Welcome everybody to our second Q&A, questions from day 2 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, and we are here with a fan favorite because she is Lisa Horton, who many of you love and use her supplies. So we're really excited to have Lisa here. And just a few housekeeping notes before we start chatting with Lisa. If you had problems with the website is up and running. If you had problems downloading anybody's file, we're fixing them as we discover they're there. Everything should be working now. And if you're having an issue where we're told that there's malware on our site, there is no malware on our site. This is an issue, without getting too technical, it's an issue with how emails are delivered right now, and we are fixing that. We can't fix it. We can send you an email that won't do that. So you have to write us directly and we will fix it by a different means of doing it. So it's just the life of the world of internet. But there is no malware on either of our sites, either our own site or our VIP, which is on a completely different platform. There is no issues. So just to let you know that if you happen to be somebody who's been reaching out, and if we haven't gotten back to you, we will. We have a lot of stuff to get back to. So we are thrilled to welcome Lisa back. Lisa joined us in November for our summit, and like I said, has been a fan favorite. So we're thrilled to have her back. And I'm your co-host, Heather, who does the tech stuff, and Tracy's our scrapbooking expert. And really, we just want to chat with Lisa. So who's going to pop up there again?
Oh, that's me.
There you go. I have to move people around. I have to give it a bit of move around. Lisa, for those who don't know you, we had a great conversation with you meeting Debbie J at a scrapbooking event in the States the other day. But for those who don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
So you can probably tell from my voice, I am from the UK, and I've had a crafting brand here as an independent crafter on my own since January 2020, actually. But before that, I was in the industry for a long time. I used to design for Creative Expressions. We used to manufacture all their stencils and MDF for them. And before that, I had a shop as well. So I've been in the industry a long, long time. In 2020, I went out on my own, and now you can see me on UK Shopping TV, on HSN Shopping TV. I have retail store, I have a distributor, and many, many stores now stock our products. So it's been a really exciting but very quick journey. And so we're known in the industry for mainly, or initially it was our 3D embossing folders, but kind of we stretched out a little bit, and many people know us for our inks now and many of our other products. So it's really lovely, and particularly the international market is growing so quickly, and I'm so just delighted to be here, really.
That's awesome. How did you start in the paper crafting world?
Well, very interesting, because my dad was actually what they call a proofer. So back in the day when I was really little, my dad used to have these huge printing presses, and I thought when I was little, it's all newspapers and magazines and things, but he was what they call a proofer. So he would receive a printing plate, this massive, massive plate, and he'd put them on his machine, and he would do the very first run of anything that was made. So it had all like the Pantone colours. So when it went back to the company, they could see exactly what their product was going to look like when it went into major manufacturing. So I've been surrounded by paper my entire life. I love pencils, and I love pens, and I love anything, little sketchbooks and all of that kind of stuff. So that's really how I started. And then as I got older, I didn't really make cards, but my mum tried to teach me knitting and crochet, and I was rubbish. I really wanted to do it, but I was really rubbish. And then when I got pregnant with my daughter, I got really bad morning sickness, and I was pretty much bedbound. I turned on the TV one day, and it was a craft channel, Create and Craft. And I ended up buying a kit of a TV. And it literally, many people I know do say things like this, but it changed my life, and I could concentrate on something. I wasn't feeling so sick all the time, and I managed to even get out of bed and do some crafting. And since then, I don't think I've probably not gone many days in the 18 years my daughter's been around where I haven't actually crafted. So it's kind of in my blood, really. And I love everything I do. I just love craft. I'm sure many of you have got similar stories.
Absolutely. Yes, they do. I mean, I think it's different reasons that people start with it. And there was some, Michelle, who we just talked to, her in-laws who are much older than her took her to an event. She thought, oh, I don't want to go to that, like an old ladies event. And she said she was hooked the minute that she walked into it. So I think, there's always these interesting stories of why did we do it? What made you go from being a crafter to actually creating products?
It's funny because when I was working with Creative Expressions, and I loved everything they did. I loved all the dyes and the pastes and the inks and everything they did. But and again, it's one of those things that I think many people who started up a business in the industry will also say is that you get a product on your desk and it may be wonderful, and 9 times out of 10 I will go, I wish it just had that, or I wish I could just, if it were me, I would have put another dye there, or I would have done it that way. And I thought, you know what? I can do this. I can actually do this because I kind of know what I'm doing. I know how to draw. I've been drawing stencils for many years, and I've had a Cricut and all the different machines to create files and things. And I thought, I think I can do it. And I literally sat at my desk and I drew 3 stamps, 3 dies to work with it. And I went to TV and I said, can I come to TV and can I put these on TV? And they said, okay, let's see where it takes you. And I did it. And that literally was how it happened. And I look back now over 4 years and think, how crazy is that? What a journey. And look at where I am now. It's just mad.
It's awesome. But what's nice, what I think is very cool about what you've done, and then we can get into your project, is that there's still opportunity for people in an industry. I mean, scrapbooking is not new. Card making is not new. And there's still amazing opportunities as stuff get revolutionized, or even people take a different take on it, right? We were talking to somebody the other day, is like, why would they buy from me? Well, it's because you are you, right? Because people can get a die all over the place, but a die by you is different than a die by somebody else. So, don't be, if you're ever thinking about venturing, there's opportunity out there, which is very cool.
Absolutely. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I think if you have belief in yourself and you have a belief in a product and you actually look at that, and I used to think, oh, well, maybe I won't be as good as that person, or they're really clever and they can do this. But if you believe in what you're doing and you look at something and you think, I like that, there is always going to be somebody else that loves it as well. So honestly, if people are thinking about it, just do it. Absolutely, just do it. I'm an example of that and what you can achieve.
Which is awesome. So, yes. So if you're inspired, there's lots of ways to do it. That's my other job as a business coach, right? So there's, sometimes I think people we were talking with someone about it yesterday, they undercharge. They're not valuing what they're doing. So, and I think this industry, there's a lot of free stuff that gets put out there. And I think somehow you have to move away from the free and learn how to get paid for what you do.
Yeah.
So there. Can you share a little bit about the project that you shared, which I can see over there behind you?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I'll make sure I got it's over there. That one, I can't know which side it is. I should know more better than this for TV, shouldn't I, really? So I'm doing something a little bit different this time, because it was a pinch me moment. I had an approach made to me a couple of times actually from the just amazing brand Spellbinders, and they asked me if I'd like to do a collaboration with them and do some launches with them. And so I've kind of gone back to not where I started, but my style, that clean and simple, fresh style. And let me bring it over. I love white space. I'm a big fan of white space, and I know it can be really intimidating, and people will look and go, oh, that would take 5 minutes to do. But actually, the simpler it is, I'm sure many will agree that it's actually really tricky to do lots of things with white space and make it look like it's meant to be like that. But so we've put a collection together. This is my first release for Spellbinders. So it's very Lisa. It's very spellbinders. But what I thought was, what's the beauty of this is that you can keep it clean and simple like this. But what you can also do is, if you have our embossing folders, if you have any of our stencils, they would sit beautifully in the background of this. If you've got our inks, which many of you, I know Tracy is a fan of, you can do your inking, you can do some ombre effects. There's so many different things that you can add to this, kind of to make it your own style, but it still keeps it really fresh and really modern. And it's so easy to do. The elements are really simple but really, really effective, and I'm really happy with that. It's such a lovely launch.
You know, what you just said was interesting, because again, card making for me, I'm afraid of it in a sense, not as much as the machines, Heather, but I mean, because I'm the scrapbooker. But when you do your cards or a lot of your products, I find they are very, just in a sense, easier to use. I find that as a scrapbooker, I can take some of your things going, okay, I can work with this one. You know, it's not as, I don't even know what the word is, but I just,
intimidating.
I really do. Yeah, intimidating is a good word. Yes, you're right.
I think as because I don't card maker scrapbook, but I paint, a blank page can be intimidating. I think it's that. And I think I get what you're saying about white paper being more intimidating than something that already has a pattern to start you with.
It is. And that, you know, I think we spoke about this in the last summit, that I'm very driven by giving, making everything equal. So I want you to be able to pick up something I've made as a product, and whether you are my age, whether you're my mum's age or my daughter's age, my brother's age, whoever it may be that's picking up one of my products, I want them to keep it out on their desk. I want them to know that they can look at that and say, do you know what? I can actually do that. I can do that. And I think that takes away the nervousness, or sometimes when you look at something and you think, I can never do that. I'd never be able to do that. You know, she's really good. She can do that. But I think when you look at my products, they, in the nicest possible way, they're really simple, which makes it more accessible for more people, I think.
Yeah, no, I think they're excellent. I do.
Obviously,
I do. Now I do. Sorry, the way you just said that.
We have several people who have all your inks and they love them.
Yes.
Someone else mentioned that if you have any questions for Lisa, put them in the comments as well. We'll surely look for you at Spellbinder's beautiful project. So they're excited about Lisa.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good for you, I think.
Lisa, I'm tempted to get your inks, but I need to complete this set, so I am reframing for now. I need the complete set, so I'm reframing for now, but I'm planning to get your sticky mat soon. So what is a sticky mat, since I don't know what a sticky mat is?
Right. I've got a sticky mat on my desk, actually. Or the sticky mat is just the best thing in the world. I know that is a bold statement, but it's so useful in crafting, you know. So when you look at my sticky mat, it's a huge piece of photopolymer. So it's kind of tacky on both sides. And what this means is that when you put this down on your desk, let me just very quickly do something, very quickly. Just going to flick there for a minute. So when you put this on your desk, that now doesn't move on your desk. If I put a piece of card on my desk, which is a customer's receipt, nothing moves. So you can do all your inking, all your blending, nothing moves. Yet you lift it like so, and it comes up like a breeze. And it fits inside our Ultimate tool. So it's one of those things that you think, do I need it? But when you actually get one, they're so handy. So if you've got like your little intricate die cuts, if you cut them all out and you think, oh, I wish I'd inked that bit, pop it on your sticky mat, on your tacky mat, and get your ink, and the elements won't move from your mat. It's really clever.
Sorry, and already I'm like, okay, because I'd seen it. Now, just so you see, I wrote it down here, okay? Because I'm like, and I'm already thinking of my clients who I've sold like the tool that's behind you there too. Because I mean, that too is great. Again, for especially for those layered stencils. I mean, it's amazing how much easier it is.
I hope you have sticky
So-
mats in stock, Lisa, because we're getting sticky mat. Yes, I need
Yeah. The sticky mats we've just remade quite a few more, so we've got plenty of sticky mats. Sticky mats are everywhere, and do you know what the beauty of them is if you, because they're such a good size, they're like 9 inches by 9.5 inches. If you're brave enough, you can cut them, so you can cut them up into smaller pieces. So you might just, want a 6 by 6 piece maybe, or you might go to, might travel, you might have a caravan or a holiday home. You can cut them into, I don't know, quarters, halves, and you can use small pieces if you don't want the big one. So they are, but I would say get one, keep it big, and get a second one and cut it up, because also they do stain, they do get ink on them, but you have to remember, because pigment inks and things do stain, they will mark, but it doesn't affect them. But sometimes I like a really nice clean one, and then I use my dirty one all the time, and I never open the clean one.
Never open it.
I would understand that. Someone asked, can you share the Ultimate 2 with us?
Of course I can, actually. Again, luckily I'm in my studio tonight, so I will bring it onto my desk actually, and I will show you my one. So am I right to flick you over again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here is my Ultimate. Let me move something out of the way. That's something else. Right, move that out of the way. So the Ultimate this is the Ultimate 2. The Ultimate 1 we had originally had a hinge with a stamping platform, but because of legal rights with Misty, they actually patented the hinge, so we couldn't sell it into America. So what we decided to do is kind of take that piece off and just create the Ultimate. So the beauty of this is it has this peg system here. This is a patented system, and all of these are kind of ground into there, and they won't move. And then when you've got your layering stencils, and I bet I haven't got a layering stencil here. Hang on, I might have. Oh, let me have a quick look. Yes. So I've got a layering stencil here, and all you do is you take one of your layers, so they're all numbered. So when you get any of our stencils home, they will all come like this. And what you do is you take your stencils out, you put a piece of card, hang on, this is a little bit big, but it will give you the idea. You'll put your card down, you put your tacky mat underneath actually. No, let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm going off on a tangent. I know.
No,
So,
people love the tangents. It's good.
Tacky mat down, nothing's going to move. Then you put your card down. So now that's down. That isn't going to go anywhere. And you take stencil number 1, pop it over the pegs, and then you do your inking. You take that one off and you put stencil number 2 down, and then you go all the way through to the end of the stencil, and it will give you, this isn't the same one, but it will give you kind of this result. So you get all your layers and all your kind of your tones. And then what we do is we give you an embossing folder. When we do our layering stencils, often, if it works, we'll give you an embossing folder, which then gives you all of that great detail. So it's a really, really comprehensive system. Now I've knocked everything over on behind me, but that's fine. But yeah, so that's the Ultimate. But the other benefit of the Ultimate is this element up here. You've got these sections that open here and one at the bottom as well. And in there is housed a double-ended tool. So this is like a wax pickup tool, and then you have a pokey tool and a ball tool, and then you also get, mine's actually on my desk and I've held it down with a magnet just so I don't lose it.
The best thing you have in there for all this too. It's great.
It's honestly, isn't it just the genius? I mean, not genius, but it's a really good idea, isn't it, Tracy?
It is.
You might have another brand of stencil and you think, well, why would I buy Lisa's Ultimate when I can't put my stencils on there? Well, you can, because you have this die, which has all the holes on it. So I don't know, what do you have? A Sizzix die, a stencil, spellbinder stencil, your own you've made on your Cricut. All you do is take that die, you cut it out, and then it fits over your pegs. So it makes it a more rounded kind of tool. Turn your back. So it's really kind of inclusive again. So we're not trying to leave anybody out. So anybody can use this. And we have a lot of people saying to us, we love it, because, you know, my mum uses it. I had one lady say, my mum's bedridden. So all she does is she takes a tacky mat, she puts it on the top and she sits with it on her lap. She does colouring and she uses the dye, cuts the holes in her cardstock and puts it on there. And she sits with her pencils and she does a colouring.
I was going to say, I'm a color painter artist, and that is when I use, you know, what I used to do is I have a piece of wood that I use, and then I tape it on the top. And when you pull the tape off, you rip the paper.
You do.
Right? Unless you know how to pull the tape off, which you get good at, but you can still same with, well, would it work for watercolors, or would the sticky mat stop the watercolor paper from expanding?
Yeah, it's, you know, and the other thing about it is, so if you're a watercolor artist and you're using this, maybe you've got your, I don't know, your watercolor card over here, you can use your mat as well to put your paints on, add water to it, mix it, so you can still use it as a mixing palette as well. It really, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It really is.
I could see that. That's, like I said, from color printer artists, or doing, because I'm trying to learn watercolors, that would be really useful, because it's always trying to not get it to move is the biggest thing. So, and if you could wet it and it doesn't expand, that would be even better. So
that's great. I mean, your watercolor card, you know, I'm not very good at it, but when I use watercolor card, I use things like, we have explosion powders that, you know, that you pop them on, like they're like a powder that you mist with water and the color explodes everywhere, and we use watercolor card for that. So I tend to mist my watercolor card both sides, pop it down so it doesn't curl, and it just adheres to the mat, and then I can put all my powders and things over the top. So it has got an awful lot of uses.
Yeah, very cool. Is it spongy, or is it like?
No, it's actually it feels, you know, like the gel plate. It feels almost like a gel plate, but it's pure 9.5 inches of photopolymer. So it never loses its tack. So you might feel that it's not tacky. Wash it under the tap. It doesn't feel like it's tacky, but when you put the card down on top of it, it grips it. It's very unusual, but it works.
Excellent. Good to know from a different artist point of view. Someone asked, are these the same mats used for a Cricut machine?
No. This is the one for the Cricut machine. They're like a plastic that you can actually cut into. This is literally, if I hold it up, you can see it's almost like jelly. So it is a piece of photopolymer. The same thing they make stamps from. So, you know, sometimes when you get a stamp and it's quite sticky, and even when you use your stamping platform, you lift it up and it brings the paper up with it. That's the kind of material this is made out of. So it's more of a jelly kind of feel, but a hard jelly, if that makes sense.
It does. Arlene uses her sticky mat more than she ever thought she would.
Nice.
And then we have, I just need the Stampin' platform for the Ultimate 2. There you go. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure you do.
Right. Well, that's what I'm doing my Facebook Live on after this. So if you're hanging around, anybody, but I'll explain that to you. So because we did the Ultimate one and then we couldn't do the hinge, I wanted this to be something that you, like I say, I always said to you, didn't I, that I love things that you're going to use and not put away. So what we then did, we thought, okay, so let's turn it into a stamping platform as well. So what we've done is we've brought out the stamping element. I'm going to put it on my top because it's darker, and it has the peg holes across the top. I don't know if you can actually, I'm going to do that thing again. I'm going to be very annoying. It has the peg holes across the top here, but they're on all four sides. So then what you do is you take that and you pop that straight onto your system. So now that becomes a tool to do your stamping. And it also comes with this foam mat. And because the Ultimate has got two sides to it, and it's got like this kind of dent here, to stop anything moving, what you do is you take your piece of foam, you pop it underneath, so then now it prevents any of the dipping that you would normally get if you're using, you know, without something underneath you. Sometimes you can not get a proper stamp because it kind of misses bits in the middle, but with this it doesn't. And then it also allows you to use your rotating stamps on there. So if you want to create wreaths and different things, you can, because your tacky mat has got the grid underneath if you want to use the grid, and you've got your stamping tool that sits over the top, giving you the ability to do all your stamping as well. So yeah, it's another bit that you can get to work with it, but yeah, really handy that's going to be as well, I think.
I appreciate the thought you put into what you're doing. Like you can really see that you're thinking, like you said earlier, about making it accessible for anybody.
Yeah.
But you're also thinking of the functionality of it. So very, very cool.
The thing is that, we all buy these tools, don't we? They do one thing, we use them a few times and we put them in the cupboard. I don't want you putting it in the cupboard. I want you to use it. And that's when I think I've done my job properly, when I see people that have got theirs on their desk. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, and having something like a one tool does all like this, so many people are going out to crops and stuff. And so it's like, okay, I just have to bring this. There we go.
Yeah.
And maybe a stamp.
It's also broken down kind of into bite-sized pieces, so you haven't got to buy all of it. You can cherry pick what you want, what works for you. And that, again, from a business perspective, for the stores as well who buy the products, they don't have to buy everything. They can start off with the tool maybe, and then add the extra bits for people as time goes on. And then they start making great birthday presents and Christmas presents and gifts and things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. The thought, so like I said, I love the thought that you put into what you're doing, and the fact that you only started this 4 years ago is amazing. So an amazing ride you're on, I'm sure, but it's amazing the stuff that you're putting together.
It's bizarre when I think of where I was, and then now I've got all these products. I'm working with people like you guys and spellbinders. I'm doing TV. It's just like a little roller coaster.
And all I ever hear is I love Lisa Horton. So there you go.
Oh.
Enjoy it. Like, coasters are great, by the way, if you ask me. So,
It's just sometimes, when you want it just to slow down a little bit so you can appreciate it. I feel like, you guys know what I've been like. It's been it's been crazy. And I don't get a chance to appreciate how far I've come.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's very normal. But so Suzanne asked a question. So what's next for you? There you go.
Wow, what's next?
You have your Christmas inks, you said, coming out, which is cool.
Yes. Well, I was actually working on those downstairs just now. So yeah, we have Christmas inks coming out. We have something very exciting coming out towards the end of the year, which I can't talk about at the moment. Very exciting. It's a product. It's amazing. I'm very, very happy. We're continuing just to do what we do the best, and and be the best at what we do. And I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look at things that will enhance what you've already got, so it makes you continue to use what you've got. But everything else that's coming is going to kind of slip in nicely and fill in all the little gaps, the things that you might not think you need, but you will need.
So you're going to be able to demonstrate that in our fall summit, maybe?
I might be able to, actually. When is that?
That's a good question. You have to ask Tracy that one. I'm waiting for
November-ish, just
November-ish.
Oh, yes. As long as it's not the 1st of November, because that's my birthday.
Okay.
We can work around that. It was we had our first day the 1st of November last time, but it's going to be late October, early November. So
that's fine.
Excellent.
I'm pretty sure, yes, I will be able to show you the new exciting thing that I'm working on at the moment. I've got the prototype, or I've seen the prototype, and I'm very, very excited by it. So fingers crossed it all works out perfectly.
Excellent. I love that. It's like I said, I hope you guys appreciate kind of seeing the view of what people do with our designers and how they come about creating these things for you, because these are the moments too where you can influence. Because if you tell Lisa, hey, you've created this great thing, but if only I had this on top of your module thing, then Lisa can create this if she gets enough requests for it. So, being able to, and I love the fact that you do kind of build it modularly. So if something else somebody wants comes up, it might be something she creates. You may have a brilliant idea in the making. You never know.
Absolutely. And for me, that is really important. I do love feedback from customers. So if anything you think of, which, will make your life easier, which will enhance this, or you wish you had, absolutely, I'd love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the cool part, and that's why we love bringing people like this to you. So, Lisa has to go shortly to go and do a video on Facebook, so you can go see something from Lisa, or you can join us at 1 o'clock. I don't even know who we have at 1 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
If you're sorry,
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, we get an extra because it's already 1:30. There you go. If you are a VIP, Lisa has done an exclusive video that's only available for us in the VIP, talking about using her very cool inks.
Yes.
So if you're a VIP, make sure you watch that. If you're not a VIP and you want to get an exclusive video for Lisa, now's the time to get the VIP pass. There's a lot of really, really good things in there, but for Lisa specifically, she's done a video specifically using, and I never remember the name of your inks.
Interference.
I was going to say irresistible something. I knew it was something
well,
like that.
They are.
They are irresistible too, as I've heard, the interference inks. So if you're a VIP, make sure you check that out. If you're not a VIP and you want that, then that's part of the VIP package. So we would love to have you in that. And we have our circle, our membership circle that we have. And one of our members did a presentation in May, which is available if you join that, on how to use Lisa's inks. And so she is just over the moon with them all. She's ordered them all. She loves your product. And she did a whole bunch of different things. She showed it. She's very experimental. So she was trying it on green paper, on blue paper, on black paper, on what it looks on white, trying it on all the different types of paper and seeing what it would do. So she loved them. And people who watched the presentation loved it. And some of them went and ordered drinks right away. So
thank you so much.
So really appreciate it. And where are you live? In your Facebook group? Or where do you go live if people want to go find you?
I'm on Facebook tonight, and I'm on YouTube. Lisa Horton Crafts on Facebook and Lisa Horton Crafts on YouTube. We'll be talking through the platform, new products coming out, and it's the first launch in the UK of the platform as well. And lots of exciting stuff, lots of great deals, and demonstrations as well to how to use these products.
So Shelly's on here. Shelly's the person. So Shelly Channel of Miss is the one who actually was our demonstration, who did the presentation of your inks in our circle.
Oh, thank you so much, Shelly.
And she loved them. She did love them, and she was really good at doing it and having a lot of fun with it. So it was fun experimenting, and she spent a lot of time playing with them before she did the class. So
you owe us commission. We had to say, sorry, I just had to say that.
But Shelly really enjoyed it, and she definitely got other people in our circle excited about doing it. So Shelly, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, she did great.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Shelly.
And she does love them. So thank you so much. Lisa's, if you didn't catch her links are on her page, so you can catch them there. And if it's on YouTube, you can catch the replay always too. So thank you, Lisa, so much for being part of our summit again. We love having you here. And thanks everybody. And we will be back in 20 minutes, I think, with whoever we're speaking to next.
Yes. Thank you very much, Lisa. And next is, sorry, because they've changed name, changed people there. It's now Sarah with the happy pop-up day card.
Yeah, excellent.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
We'll see everyone later.